Most people don't quit Japanese because it's difficult, they quit because they're bored. Here's something nobody tells you when you start learning a language. It's not the grammar or the writing system that makes you not want to learn the language. It's the boring stretch in the middle where nothing feels like it's working anymore. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly why that boredom shows up, why it feels so much stronger with Japanese than with any other languages, and more importantly, how to actually fix it. Not with motivation tricks or just push through it advice, but with something that actually changes how your brain experiences the process. Stick around because by the end of this, you're going to look at your study routine completely different. The brain likes novelty and progress. Let's imagine you're playing a new video game. The first hour is amazing. Every enemy is new. Every location is interesting. You're constantly unlocking new things. The game keeps rewarding you. Now imagine that after the tutorial, the game forces you to fight the exact same enemy 500 times. No new abilities, no new areas, no interesting story, just repetition. Eventually you'll stop playing, not because the game is difficult, but because it just keeps repeating. And this is exactly what many people accidentally do when learning Japanese. They turn language learning into a grind. The entire routine becomes flashcards, vocabulary lists, grammar explanations, more flashcards. Every day starts to look exactly the same. The brain loves progress, but it also loves novelty. When novelty disappears, boredom appears. And when boredom appears, motivation starts disappearing too. A lot of people think successful learners wake up every day excited to study. That isn't true. Most successful learners aren't motivated all the time. They've simply built systems that make learning interesting enough to continue. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you're motivated, you just do it. But language learning is different. It takes years, which means you can't rely on discipline alone. You need enjoyment. And this is where many learners get stuck, because they think, I'll enjoy Japanese once I'm fluent. But fluency is only part of the reward. Enjoyment has to happen along the way, otherwise you'll never stay long enough to reach fluency. One of the biggest mistakes beginners like myself make is trying to learn everything all at once. Vocabulary, grammar, kanji, listening, speaking, reading and writing. Imagine going to a gym for the first time and trying every machine for 3 hours. You will definitely be exhausted before you even get started. Language learning works the same way. More isn't always better. Sometimes boredom is actually a signal that your study routine has become too complicated or too heavy or too focused on efficiency. Here's something actually quite interesting. A learner who studies for 20 minutes and enjoys it often learns more over a year than someone forcing themselves through 2 miserable hours every day. Consistency beats intensity almost every time. A while ago, I noticed something quite spectacular. I could spend 3 hours straight playing a game without feeling tired or looking at the time. But 20 minutes reviewing vocabulary felt very painful. At first I thought I lacked discipline. Then I realized games are built around levels and progress, and learning a language often isn't. Games constantly remind you that you're moving forward. You gain levels, unlock new abilities, discover new places, complete quests. So why can't language learning be the same? That's why one of the best ways to cure boredom is to make progress visible. Start tracking your wins, and by this, every week, write down new words learned, pages read, minutes listened, Videos understood, conversations attempted. Most learners spend all their time noticing what they don't know. Very few stop to appreciate what they've already learnt, and I'm guilty of this. Imagine climbing a mountain while only looking at the peak. You feel like you're getting nowhere. Sometimes you need to look behind you and see how far you've come. School has trained many of us to believe learning must be boring. If it's fun, it doesn't count. If it's enjoyable, it isn't serious. But that's utter nonsense. Think about how children learn. They don't start with grammar textbooks. They explore, they play, they experiment, they make mistakes, and most importantly, they stay curious. So instead of asking what's the most efficient study method, try asking what's the most enjoyable way for me to spend time with Japanese today. That single question changes everything. One of the fastest ways to destroy motivation is studying things you don't care about. Let's say you love video games like me. Why spend all your time reading example sentences about office workers you've never met? Use Japanese in a way that connects to your interests. If you like games, play games. If you like anime, watch anime. Or if you like music, read lyrics, and so on. Cooking, watch cooking videos. Travel, watch travel content. The goal isn't to make Japanese separate from your hobbies. The goal is to connect Japanese to things you already enjoy, because then you're no longer just studying, you're exploring. Imagine eating your favorite meal every day. Eventually you'll get tired of it. Language learning is the same. If your entire routine is one activity, boredom will naturally come. So instead, create variety. One day reading, another day listening, another day vocabulary, another day games. The goal isn't constant optimization, the goal is staying engaged. A slightly less efficient routine you can maintain for years beats the perfect routine you quit after 3 weeks. So the next time you feel bored learning Japanese, don't immediately assume something is wrong. Ask yourself, is my routine repetitive? Am I only using textbooks? Am I tracking progress? Am I connecting Japanese to my interests? Am I trying to do too much? Sometimes the solution isn't studying harder. Sometimes the solution is making learning enjoyable again. Because boredom isn't proof you're failing, it's feedback. And once you listen to that feedback, you can adjust your approach. Most people think the biggest challenge in learning Japanese is difficulty, which is true to a point. However, difficulty can be solved with time. Boredom is what ends the journey. The good news is that boredom isn't permanent. You can change it by making progress visible, by following your interests, by adding variety, by focusing on enjoyment instead of perfection, and by remembering that learning a language isn't a race. It's a long adventure. The people who reach the finish line aren't always the fastest. They're usually the ones who found a reason to keep going.